Welcome to Current Affairs with Faras, your trusted source for unbiased, in-depth analysis of global geopolitical developments. We cover the clear facts and realistic insights. No hype, no bias. Stay sharp, stay informed. In the dead of night, the lights go out in a nation's capital. Communications are cut. By dawn, its president has vanished without a trace. Now, this isn't a movie plot. It's actually a detailed, theoretical blueprint for a new kind of surgical warfare. Today, we're going to analyze exactly how it could be done.
That's a powerful premise. And you know, just to be crystal clear for everyone listening, the scenario we're breaking down today, which is called Operation Southern Spear, is purely a thought experiment. This has not happened. But by digging into the how, we can get some incredible insight into the real-world capabilities and strategies of modern militaries.
Exactly. It's really all about deconstructing the mechanics of an operation this complex. So we'll look at the geopolitical setup, the minute-by-minute execution of the strike, the absolute game-changing technology that makes it possible, and then finally, what it all means for international strategy.
Right, so let's kick things off by really understanding the core idea here. The key, and this is a super important distinction, is that this isn't about a full-on invasion meant to occupy a country. Precisely, the whole scenario is built around a single, laser-focused objective, getting a high-value target, and in this hypothetical, it's Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro out of Caracas. And Caracas is a capital city that's protected by layers and layers of pretty sophisticated air defenses. So the goal is to get in and get out before the state can even figure out what's happening and mount a real response.
And look, an operation this audacious doesn't just happen out of the blue. Its success really hinges on months of careful preparation, deception, and positioning an overwhelming amount of force. So let's take a look at that setup phase.
Okay, so according to the source material, this wouldn't be a sudden thing at all. For months, you'd see U.S. naval forces. We're talking a full carrier strike group and an amphibious ready group, establishing a really heavy presence in the Caribbean. Now, the official story would be a big, large-scale counter-narcotics quarantine. This gives you a pretext, but it's also a very clear geopolitical signal. And when you look at this slide, you immediately see the challenge they'd be up against. It's a classic asymmetric matchup. So on the Venezuelan side, you don't have a navy that can go toe-to-toe with the U.S. fleet. But what you do have is a formidable land-based defense network. Those Russian S-300s, tied in with Chinese radar and supported by capable Su-30 jets. I mean, that whole system is specifically designed to make any kind of aerial attack incredibly costly.
Which brings us right to the execution. So how do you possibly overcome that very defense network you just laid out? Well, the plan relies on three things: speed, stealth, and just total sensory overload to basically neutralize that advantage.
So the scenario kicks off at 2 a.m. local time. The whole idea is to use chaos as a smokescreen. As you can see here, the first step is to get temporary air dominance. At the exact same time, diversionary strikes would be hitting other military targets, just sowing confusion and cutting communication lines. That creates a safe corridor for the main infiltration force to get through.
And this just brilliantly illustrates the multi-layered approach they'd take. While F-35s are literally punching a hole in the radar coverage, you have other assets creating that communications blackout. And all of that allows the main helicopter force, carrying the primary assault team, to just slip in. And the scenario is very specific about using Delta Force, and for good reason. Their entire specialty is this kind of high-stakes direct action. The plan assumes they would have rehearsed for weeks on a full-scale replica of the target building, using intelligence gathered from people on the ground. You know, that level of precision is it's absolutely non-negotiable.
Absolutely. And that level of precision brings us to the core enabler of this entire scenario, and that's the technology. Because, let's be honest, none of this is even theoretically possible without a massive qualitative advantage, especially in the air.
This comparison really gets to the heart of the matter. You might be wondering, well, why not use older but still very capable F-16s? As the slide shows, an F-16 would be extremely vulnerable to those S-300s and integrated radars. It would be detected from a long way out. Right, the F-35, on the other hand, if designed for this exact environment, its stealth lets it get close without being seen, and its advanced electronic warfare suite can actively jam and deceive enemy radar systems, pretty much blinding them. So it's not just invisible, it actually makes the enemy's own systems unreliable. That's what makes it the tip of the spear.
And this number, 770 miles, that's critical. That combat radius, and it can be extended with aerial refueling, gives it the strategic reach to launch from bases far outside the immediate area or from carriers, conduct the mission, and get back safely. It's a platform built for deep strikes into very dangerous airspace.
Okay, so let's step back for a second. When you analyze a detailed scenario like this, even a hypothetical one, it really reveals some fundamental truths about modern warfare and geopolitics.
This quote from the source material really hammers home the key takeaway. The simple existence of a credible capability to pull off an operation like this, well, it changes the entire strategic calculation. It becomes a really powerful geopolitical tool of deterrence. It forces potential adversaries to invest a ton of money in countermeasures and to completely rethink their entire defensive strategy. The ability to project this kind of surgical power means that a conventional military stalemate doesn't necessarily guarantee a leader's safety anymore. It introduces a new and deeply personal element of risk into the equation.
And that really is the fundamental question this whole exercise leaves us with, isn't it? It suggests that the new arms race isn't just about who has more tanks or more ships, it's about data, stealth, network integration, and the ability to find and exploit a weakness in even the most formidable-looking defenses. Thanks for joining Current Affairs with Faras. Subscribe for more real analysis, and we'll see you in the next update.